and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together, we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today, we're going to show you how to improve sitting comfort, reduce pressure ulcers in the elderly, disabled, and stroke survivors, and so on.
There you go.
So this is a big topic, maybe not for the average person, but if you have a loved one that has to spend their full day seated, not by choice, but the fact because they're disabled somewhat and they're not able to get up, for any length of time anyway. Maybe they can walk short distance to the bathroom and such, but
sure,
this is a big issue for two reasons. One is comfort, just comfort alone.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this chair is the Milano. It's by Seating Matters, and they actually put out a book, a clinician seating handbook that you can order for free.
Okay.
And they mentioned this example in this book about, imagine yourself, you were on a plane ride for 12 to 14 hours, and that you're not allowed to get up, that you're not allowed to, and maybe you're not even able to reposition yourself.
Right, right.
And you imagine how, we all know how uncomfortable planes are.
Right.
And so multiply that, and it's day after day after day after day. And
it can affect your outlook on life and your mood.
It could affect your psyche and
very much.
Your anxiety, depression. It all can have that effect. So definitely comfort is a big issue with sitting, and we're going to go over some of the reasons how to what things you want to look at.
Sure.
And two is pressure sores or pressure ulcers.
Right.
When you sit for a long period of time, skin breakdown is very common, and the common treatment for that is often to put you in bed then.
Right.
Which makes you even more isolated and more, you're taking you away from the activities you like.
Right.
And so this is not a small matter. But by the way, Brad, if you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Make sure to join us on our social media channels here. Instagram, official Bob and Brad. Facebook, Bob and Brad. We're going to be giving away some, we might be giving away stuff right now even. I don't even know. I don't know when this video is going to be put up.
Right, well, that's another matter, Bob.
So if there is, look down in the description below.
Sure.
So, by the way, I was going to mention, this book was put together by Martina Tierney. And Martina, I was just going to mention, I'm not actually unfamiliar with this area. This book was written many years ago, 1980s, I believe, 1988, around that time, by Dennis Zaharko. It's called Posture, Sitting, Standing, Chair Design, and Exercise. To me, this is the Bible of this whole area.
Sure.
And Dennis Zaharko is actually a friend of mine, and I reviewed this manuscript for him when he wrote it.
Sure.
So
did he get his PhD in therapy?
He would have gotten his, this was the equivalent of PhD in therapy.
Yeah.
No, this was his PhD. Writing that book. So he's written a number of books. So one of the things that you want to look at, if you don't mind bringing that chair over, Brad, when you're in one of the areas where people tend to break down. Now, this is the pelvis. This is in the same position as Brad is right now.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna right there. There's the pelvis looking right there.
But look at on the bottom here. We have what we call those seat bones or ischial tuberosities.
Right.
And when you're sitting, you're taking pressure here. You might be taking pressure on the hip itself. You may be taking some pressure on the coccyx. What happens with a lot of people is they end up what they call sacral sitting. They end up sitting way back like this with the back slouched. Do you mind sitting like that way real quick, Brad?
Well, now, with these pressure areas he's talking about, that's exactly where you have skin breakdown.
Right.
And the skin can break open. You have an open wound. Very, very, can be very dangerous, and we want to avoid that.
So right now he's sitting kind of slouched with the bottom forward, and that's putting more pressure on the ischial tuberosities and on the sacrum itself.
Right.
And that's where you get a lot of these skin breakdowns.
Exactly.
So we always like to, if you don't mind standing up again, Brad, we always like to try to keep that pelvis in a neutral position, not either this way nor this way, right up in the middle here.
Right.
And that's why often we'll use somewhat of a back support in there to help hold it in that area.
And that's what this chair gets to offer.
Right, and exactly. That's what the Milano, did I mention that already?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what this chair offers. So the other thing that's really nice about this, it has a tilt in space feature. So if Brad wants to get in there, good. So let's say you have someone that they've been sitting for quite a while and you want to change the pressure that they're feeling on their bottom. It's really nice. You can just go ahead and tilt them back like this. So now this is taking pressure off his bottom and putting more of it on the back.
Right.
And it's just a way you can with just a little switch and hardly any movement at all, you can change the pressure and take it off, and you don't have to. You can do this every hour or so, or every half hour if you want.
On the person's request, because now I could feel like I could take a nap right here just from this change. It just clearly changes my weight distribution where I'm more comfortable to sleep.
Yeah, so that's a very valuable feature that it has. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the problem with normal wheelchairs. Brad, do you want to bring that one over here?
Sure.
The problem with a lot of wheelchairs is they have what is called the hammock effect. They have this seat, that material that after a while begins to sink in, would you say?
Yeah, I always refer to it as a sling because it
sling.
acts like a sling.
Or like a hammock.
Yep.
And what happens is, when that happens, your pelvis is going to tilt one way or the other, and you're going to end up taking pressure more on one side than the other.
Yep.
Your back's going to get a little kitty wampus.
Right, it's going to be sore.
Yeah, it's going to make your back go one way or the other.
And sometimes the hips kind of get in there. They get involved with being uncomfortable.
Right, you can get pressure on the hip. So the hammock effect, what we often have to do in a wheelchair is actually put a board in here, and then put the cushion on top of it to help.
They make special cushions too.
And they make cushions too.
Yeah, you can buy them. They're kind of expensive actually, but they do take some of the hammock effect out. So you don't have that with this other chair.
Yeah, with the Milano chair, what you have actually is if you take this cushion out here, you have a solid seat pan. So that's not going to hammock on you, and that's going to keep your pelvis level, and you don't have to worry about that. Let's talk about the cushion, Brad. Yeah.
Right.
Now, so one of the problems with normal cushions, where's my spine at here? If a lot of cushions, you're going to look at them and you're going to go, oh, that cushion's fine. It looks nice and cushiony. And then you sit on it, and the only way to do this sometimes is to sit on yourself. And you sit on the cushion, and what are you laughing at?
Well, sit on your, put your hand underneath on your sit bone. If your sit bone squishes your finger, it means that cushion is bottoming out.
So I'm sitting and I'm putting my finger underneath the seat bone here, and you're right. If I feel that that's going all the way to the bottom, it's bottoming out, that means I'm going to get pressure on that bone.
Right.
You want to actually have that suspended up a little bit using a cushion. I must have said something funny because you both laughed.
Well, don't worry about it, Bob.
Why don't we show a cushion here, what the ideal cushion here.
So, if you have a cushion that is too soft and through the whole length or the whole depth of it, you can get that seat bone can
bottom out,
and you put you at risk for sores.
But if it's too dense, it's not going to be comfortable.
Right.
So what they've done here is the best world of two worlds here. They have less dense cushion on top and a more dense cushion on the bottom. So this sinks in nice, gives you comfort. Mm-hmm. But this cushion prevents you from sinking all the way down.
Right. And this actually looks like we got some memory foam there, even a bonus.
Sure.
So it's a very well designed seat pan cushion.
Yeah, it works out really well. Why don't you we'll put that back in. The width of the seat is very important, and that's what's nice about this one. This one has a lot of different adjustments. It goes in and out, but it can also angle like this in and out, which is nice for the arms. But why this is important is if you're sitting there and you sit into the chair here and it's too wide for you, what you're going to do, if it's too wide like this, you're going to start going like this.
Yeah.
You're going to start putting pressure on more on one side than the other. You want to have it so that it's really only like a half inch on each side. Mm-hmm. And that's going to keep you right in the middle. That's going to keep you upright. And if you see is at the right angle and your tilt in space is at the right angle, you're going to be nice and comfortable and you're going to be upright.
Right.
Joining the world.
I think one of the rules of thumbs is if you can easily slip your fingers in there, that's a good distance. If you can put your whole hand or fist in there, it's too large of a gap.
Yeah, a very good point, Brad. You surprise me sometimes.
Well, I even surprised my mom.
All right. Another one you want to do is you want to make sure, and this has an adjustable leg rest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, going up and down. It also goes up and down. There we go. But this, you can lengthen this or shorten this. And why that's important is if, let's say I'm in a chair here and the seat, the footrest is up too high. Look how that's putting pressure on my bottom here.
Right, and that's that same
seat
area
bone again. Yeah.
Yep. So there's a good chance that you're going to have skin breakdown there.
Now, if it's too low I'm going to get cutoff pressure down here.
And then you compromise circulation down to the lower leg, which we know we don't want to do that. You want to keep that circulation.
You can actually end up sliding out of there too.
Sure. Yep.
So you also want to have proper seat depth. And that's the length of it. And this is one of the few chairs I've seen that you can make this adjustment on, Brad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen a chair.
Right, I agree.
So right here you can see you can make the length of the seat pan here. You can make it 20 inches, 18, or 16. And again, this is very important. Well, I'm going to show one example here. So let's say you have a bariatric patient, a larger patient.
Sure.
And if their bottom kind of goes to the back, we're going to go ahead and show this in this booklet that they gave. Again, this is a free booklet that Seating Matters will give you. How are we doing? Okay. So you can see here, the larger bottom, they can't get their back all the way back. But in this system here where they have 3 cushions, they've taken out the bottom cushion, and now the bottom is able to fit back. Otherwise, you're going to have, he's going to actually want to, or she is going to want to slide out of the chair. And it's just not going to be comfortable. They're going to slouch.
Yeah.
So, Brad, if you want to show how that.
Yep. So there's 3 cushions here. You can get the top one out of the way like that. This one, and if you want to remove them, you can just remove this one.
Snaps, yep.
Yep. This one you could remove and it snaps in and out as well. This one just gets out of the way nicely.
So, and if I sit in here now, I'll put this down. And if I sit in here now, then I can go ahead and move my bottom all the way back like this. So you can see if I had a little bit more bottom.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll get one Monday.
That's
Bob.
right. Well, I can only hope. So you can see, and these are adjustments. A lot of times you can make in wheelchairs too. Not one like that usually, but some of the other things we said, just by, like we said, we can put a seat board or maybe hopefully you can readjust it. This is where it's nice to have a chair like this that has them all built in. This is probably one of the best gifts you could give to a loved one.
Sure.
Is to spend the money on a chair.
Right.
Because we, for example, we donated this one. Thank you again, Seating Matters, for sending this to us. We donated this to one of the skilled nursing facilities we work with. They put one of our residents in there that we had been working with in therapy. Honestly, this is the first time they saw her smile since she's been here. She's never smiled.
She was in a standard wheelchair before, tried to get some cushions in and out. Things weren't working very well. This chair changed her.
She seems more engaged. The family wants to buy her a chair.
Yeah.
I mean, they do. So they see immediately the importance of it. So it's not a small issue. Again, they will do a free assessment for you. Seating Matters will come out and do a free assessment. We'll have the link down below again on Seating Matters. You can get their clinician seating handbook, and I'd highly recommend it.
Sure.
It's a really top-notch chair.
They're a very good quality unit.
All right, thanks for watching.